All right, today is March 25th of 2023, and something I forgot to mention the other day when I shot my video is I did a little bit of work back here. I've talked about how this is going to be set up with a deck stepped mast, and so I wanted to reinforce things here. And I think I've probably explained this before, but I built these walls of the shower really sturdy, and so they're going to act like beams to take the weight of the mast, which is going to be basically just behind that second or the middle deck beam up there. So I'll reinforce that across the top up there with some little mini deck beams, you know, bridging across the top above the shower stall there. And then the weight of that mast is going to be transmitted down through these sidewalls to the sole, but then we want to support the sole a little bit down here too. And so this is what I did. This is 2x6s. There's 6 of them here. They're laminated together, so it's 9 inches across here. And then of course they're 5.5 here. But I epoxied this, cut this piece and epoxied these pieces in here, and I put a couple of 2x6s stretching, you know, 3/4 the way across the length of the sole here. Yeah, the actual shower walls only come to probably about here, but anyway, this is all epoxied on as well, so that should give a really nice stout bit of reinforcement to the sole there. That should work just fine. Like I said, these rigs don't have a lot of tension on them, so there shouldn't be just that terrible much downward pressure on them anyway. Doubt if I would have needed to done all that, but better safe than sorry. The other thing I got here is I got my sending units in for my big fuel tanks. And you can see them here, and they're nice stainless steel, just 2 wires to hook them up. And then this is the sending unit. It floats in the fuel, and of course when it's empty it's down here, and then as your tank is filled it goes all the way up to somewhere like that. And I'm going to go ahead and put those in, and these are 1.5 inch NPT threads. Now normally you'd see these on I think they call it an SAE 5-bolt pattern, you know, fuel sending unit pattern, but I had 2-inch bungs put in the tops of the tanks, NPT bungs put in the top of the tanks, and so these these bushings will reduce it from 2 inches here to 1.5 inches here, and that should work just slicker than all get out. I do have the gauges. I ordered the gauges right away too. Yeah, there's nothing too extraordinary about the gauges. They're just gauges. But I'll show you one anyway. This is the one I had open, and I did test this one out. This is the gauge here, and you got 2 different lights you can run in here. You can run red or yellow. And you see the bezel just goes into a hole, and that screws on to hold it. And then here's your wiring harness, which plugs in there. And then it's got a retaining clip to hold it in there once it's plugged in. But I hooked it up and it worked just fine. They're quite simple to hook up, and nice and smooth as I slid that float up and down. It really worked quite well. These are, was it K? Gosh, what do they call these? I should know. KUS. Don't know what that stands for. KUS gauges and sending units. But yeah, it's just very, very simple. No big deal putting them in. No big deal wiring them. It should be easy peasy. They do give you a resistor just in case you're putting it up into a 24-volt system. It just drops the voltage down. But unplug
Yeah, that's the gauges and the sending units. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those in tonight right away. Simply because, yeah, cats. Yeah. Let's not chew on everything, huh? Simply because there's no sense having them laying around getting banged around, whatnot. I also bought some of this, which is supposed to be good for sealing up, you know, fuel lines and oil lines and all that sort of stuff. So I think I'll try using some of this stuff. Maybe use it on some of the fuel line fittings too, and we'll see how it works. But I'll let you know how that goes later. All right.